Dermot. Nice
Hi,
to see you.
hi, Robin.
So tell me, how have you had to put your own survival skills to the test?
We were really challenged making this movie. Joe Carnahan, the director, was really clear with all the actors up front that he was going to try to kill us. And everyone came out of it safe and sound, believe it or not. What you see in the movies is what we went through. Extreme weather conditions, blizzard, sideways blowing snow, whiteout. So as far as I'm concerned, part of this movie is a documentary.
Have you ever had to test your skills personally and not in a movie?
In terms of dealing with cold weather?
Or survival or anything
Oh,
like that?
no, I've never been caught out overnight in a situation like that, no.
What about a close call in an airplane? What was your closest call?
Uh, I would say I'm gonna go with this. I haven't, won't today, and never will have any kind of trouble on an airplane.
That's good. I'm
That's
glad
what
to
I
hear that.
believe to be true.
I'm glad to hear that. How close did you actually get to that wolf?
I never worked with the wolves. You'll see there are real wolves working on my corpse. But that wasn't actually me. That was a dummy in a suit that was stuffed with hamburger meat, I think.
Was that like your favorite death scene to shoot of all the movies that you
Yeah, that was probably the best. Uh, the death scene in this movie is probably the best one I've been in. Certainly, it's the one that was given the most due. You know, I remember getting killed at the end of Young Guns. That was pretty good, but this one is just, you know, he threads it out and really makes it excruciating.
So when you're sort of preparing for your death scene, what goes through your head? What are you thinking about?
Well, in shooting this sequence, it was actually a number of days to put all the pieces together for how that sort of crossing that crevasse scene. So it involves several different sets and stunt rigs and stuff like that. It's actually quite fascinating how he planned to do it. And even in that, the way Joe had a great plan in advance, he was really always adapting to what the actors brought to it. So in one of the rehearsals, I looked down like that, and my glasses start to fall off. So there's a great shot in the movie where he employed that. But I don't believe that was something that he had planned in advance, and it's actually a really kind of nauseating shot because you see you see it falling into the void.
Now, were you actually up high like that? I mean, was that any kind of height involved when you're shooting that?
It was a little bit, probably 15 feet above ground. There's a stunt pad underneath me. Yeah, so it wasn't dangerous, but shooting that for most of a day was really fatiguing for what that's worth. But the close-up coverage of that sequence was all done in a reasonable distance from the ground.
It gave me vertigo.
Yeah, there's a couple of shots that really, as much as any shot in a movie, makes you feel like you're also falling. And then, you know, it's so sudden when it does happen that it's really impacting in more ways than one.
Now, are you familiar with the gray wolf and how it was extinct at one time, and now, you know, they put all those laws out?
Yeah, it was never extinct to my knowledge, but it was put on the endangered species list, I think, and was given a upgrade status 10 or 15 years ago as wolves were being reintroduced into remote regions of Canada and northwestern United States. There was one story recently where a wild wolf actually finally crossed into California, so it'll where they should be.
Can you imagine finding one in your backyard?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a pretty warm feeling for the wolves these days, so I wouldn't mind that so much.
And what's your next project?
I actually start tomorrow. I fly home tonight from New York to Los Angeles to begin a couple of episodes of The New Girl. So it's a popular new show with Zooey Deschanel, who's crushing it in that part. So that's what makes this job really fun. One day I'll be talking about this movie in extreme conditions and really difficult to make and wild action thriller, and the next day I'm doing, you know, romantic comedy on television. So.
Are you her romantic interest?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.